Assalamu alaikum ji. Today we will start a lecture on software engineering. Then we will learn about different aspects of software engineering, and then we will discuss about we will discuss about the importance of the software engineering, and we will learn about how much software is important in our daily life, and what is the impact of the software in our social life, and how much important a software is in our daily life. So this chapter is about learning objectives. The learning objectives of this chapter is to introduce software engineering and to explain its importance. Then we will discuss about to set out the answers to key questions about software engineering. And then the third objective of this chapter is, this is chapter number 1. So the third objective will be to introduce ethical and professional issues and to explain why they are of concern to software engineers. So these are the objectives, and then the topics which we are going to cover is frequently asked questions about software engineering, and then we will discuss about the professional and ethical responsibilities. So we will start with software engineering, or we will start with the importance of the software engineering. So if you look towards the importance of the software engineering, so the first thing which will support the importance of the software engineering is that the economies of all developed nations are dependent on software. If you look around in the countries, look around on the countries which are developed nations. So if we look around, we will find out that they are more reliant, or they are more dependent on the use of the software. Whether they are going to purchase something, that will be software based. Whether they are trying to sell something, that will be software based. There will be involvement of the software. The software based means that there will be involvement of the software. The economy is totally dependent on the software, whether that is a trade within the country or within a city, or if we come toward the basic level, between a customer and a seller, that is dependent on the software. Like for example, if we take an example, so for an example, if I go to any shop, that is for example a mega mart, or any branded shop or any other shop nowadays, you will see that at the counter that there is a computer or a laptop placed, and in that computer or laptop there is a software executing in that computer or laptop. That software is called point of sale software, and that software is actually helping you to purchase that particular product. That product, when you purchase that particular product, you bring that product from the rack, from the shop, you collect that product and bring it to the counter, and that at the counter the person scans the price of that particular product, and the software recognizes the product and calculate the price of that particular product. This is actually what, this is a trade going on between two individuals. One is the seller and other one is the buyer. And if you bring it back towards the city level, so this trade will be on based on the software, but between two major companies. If we bring it towards the country, this trade will be between intercities and between the companies. If you take it around the world, so this trade will be through any web-based application or any other application softwares. So the software dependency is there. And we are talking about economy, we are talking about the trade of the developed nations. So that trade or economy is actually dependent on use of the software. And this they show us that how much a software is important in our daily life. This shows the impact of the software, that how much it is important. Secondly, it is supported that more and more systems are software controlled. If you look around, the things, you will realize that everything is controlled by software. Whether it is your refrigerator, that digital refrigerator, that is controlled through a software, a BIOS embedded software. Whether you look at any temperature gadgets, flood forecasting, for example, weather forecasting, you just simply open weather.com, that is application software, web-based application software that allows you, that helps you to understand. Now systems are software controlled. These all systems are interconnected with each other through a network, which we eventually call it as internet. This internet completely wholly solely is software controlled. This is how much software is important in our daily life. This is the impact of the software in our daily life. If I'm having a cell phone, that cell phone is having a Android application that is connected to my Wi-Fi device. That Wi-Fi device is also having a software. More devices are software controlled. More and more devices are software controlled. This shows the importance, this shows the impact, this realizes us how much software is important in our daily life. If we come towards the definition part of the software engineering, so software engineering is concerned with theories that allows you to understand a particular theory about a particular domain, about a particular problem, then allows you to select a appropriate method applied in a particular tool to create a professional software. If we come towards the definition point of view, the first part is impact and importance of the software. The second part is the theoretical, the definition point of view of the software or software engineering. So software engineering is understanding the theories of the domain. Like for example, I want to store a whole number that is starting from 0 to 10. Now, if I don't have the theoretical information that is provided to me from mathematics that says that this is an integer number, when I select a method is procedural language in C language. So to store 0, 1, 2, 3 up to 10 numbers or any number, that is a whole number. If I want to store that particular number, so I have to create a variable. If I don't know about what is a whole number, so I cannot select that integer is a data type which can store a whole number. If I'm not aware what is a decimal point value, so I cannot know that float can store decimal point value. This storing of floating a decimal point value in a float variable, this is theoretical information that is given to me from mathematics, or that is given to me from some particular programming language. This is theory. The theory will help me to select a method, for example, that can be a procedural language or that can be an object-oriented language. That is totally dependent on what sort of theoretical information you have got in terms of understanding a particular problem. For example, there is a problem, somebody wants to create a calculator from me. Now, if I want to create calculator, so for that calculator, I have to gather information from the customer, and that gathered information, eventually we will call that as requirements of the software. That gathered information will allow me to create a methodological approach for that particular software. So that will help me whether I will be going for a procedural language or I will be going for a object-oriented language. And then I will be selecting appropriate tool that can be, for example, I want to implement it in IDE of C++, or I want to implement that software in, for example, C#. So C# or VB.NET or the IDE of C++. These are the tools which will help me to implement a particular method which I have extracted from the theoretical information given to me. And this whole process is actually for the development of the professional software. And this whole complete procedure in which eventual result is creating a particular software is known as software engineering. This is the definition part of the software engineering. Then we will come toward another aspect of importance of the software engineering, that is the expenditure on creating a software represents a significant fraction of GNP in all developed countries. The expenditure, the cost of creating software, because we are talking about economies of developed nations. So we will talk about expenses on the creating or on the creation of the software. So the expenditure will have greater impact on the GDP of a country or GNP of a country. So this first introductory slide explains you what is software engineering. This allows you to understand the importance of the software. This helps you to realize what is the impact of the software in our daily life. This also lets you know what will be the cost of the, or what the cost of the software is and how much it has the impact over the GDP or GNP of a developed country or nation. Then we will talk about software cost. creating a software, when we create a software, there is a particular cost associated for that software. For example, somebody come to me and wants to create an arithmetic operation calculator, that is addition, subtraction, and multiplication calculator. For example, he wants to create a addition, subtraction, and multiplication calculator. Now I will say to him that, okay, I will create this software for you, and the cost of the software will be 100 rupees, for example, because the time required to develop that software is, for example, 30 minutes or 20 minutes. So I say, okay, I will spend 20 minutes or 30 minutes, or let's say 15 minutes, and 100 rupees is enough for creating that particular software. But if the same person come to me and he wants me to develop this software in an object oriented manner, so I will say, no, this cannot be created in 100 rupees. Let's say the cost will be 150 rupees. The expense on creating that software is, for example, 150 rupees. Now the cost of the software will be 150 rupees. Initially it was 100 rupees, because that was now how this cost has variated from 100 to 150. The important thing is there is time involved, and based on that time there will be some particular effort involved. The more the effort you give to a particular software, based on the nature and type of the software, the associated cost will be determined. This is generally we talk about what is software cost. Now we come towards the slide. Software cost often dominate computer system cost. If you look around, you will see there are different application softwares that are very much expensive softwares. Like for example, Oracle software, Oracle license software for 10 systems or 100 systems. So there will be difference in cost. For example, that is starting from 50,000 or from 1 lakh to 5 lakhs or 10 lakhs. But the Oracle software installed on a system will have no cost not more than 50,000. Now software cost is dominating the cost of the computer system. That laptop cost or that PC cost is lower than the cost of the software. And the cost of a software on a PC are often greater than the hardware cost. This is very obvious. This is very, the point of sale software installed at the Mega Mart on a computer, on a PC, installed on a PC in the Mega Mart, that PC cost will be not more than 6 to 7,000. That POS software cost is normally from 15,000 to 20,000. Now that cost is dominating, or that cost is greater than, the software cost is greater than the hardware cost. Then second thing in terms of software cost is software cost more to maintain than it does to develop. Maintenance is very much important thing in terms of executing a software. For example, I have purchased a window application software, window system software. I have purchased a window software that is genuine Windows, and I purchased in 10,000 rupees. Now, if I want, if I have installed different softwares, like for example, MS Office, other application softwares, I do not want my Windows to be corrupted. So I've installed an antivirus in it. They all will cost to me. This all cost is added up. Now to maintain this window, I have to repurchase the license of the antivirus. Because normally antivirus license comes in 15 days trial, or 1 month paid, and or 1 year paid. I purchase window in, for example, 10,000 rupees, and for antivirus I'm paying 5,000 just only to maintain my Windows. After 1 year, the cost of the software will be 10 plus 5, 15,000. There were some bugs, there were some problems I have resolved through Microsoft, and they have charged me further 5,000. Now the cost of the window software will be what? That will be 10,000 plus 5,000, that will be 15,000, and 5,000 again to remove error and bugs. Software can be any, that is, I've given you example of Windows, that can be anything, that can be a point of sale software or anything. For example, revert this example to a point of sale software installed at a Mega Mart. I sold that software in 15,000 rupees. After a few days, the owner say to me that I want to update few products, and the products are not accommodated because you have created a software for 100 products. Now I want to add 200 products. You will say, okay, this will be done, but you have to pay further price, further 2,000 or 5,000 rupees. He will say, okay, I will pay you, but accommodate this. So now cost of the software will be what? Initially it was 15,000. Now he has paid you 5,000 more to accommodate his requirements. Now the cost of software is 20,000. After 1 year, it is 20,000. After 1 year, you have realized that there are further more products, there are further more features you want to add. You have paid further more 10,000 rupees. So previously it was 15 plus 5, 20,000. Now you have paid further 10,000. Now the maintain, because you want to maintain that particular software, but the cost of the software is now 30,000. So software cost more to maintain than it does to develop. You have developed that software in 15,000 rupees. Now the cost of the software is 30,000 because you wanted to maintain that particular software. And this is especially in the case of software having long life, like software is installed at a banking system, in the banking systems. So they are not changed every day. They are changed after 4 or 5 years or 10 years. So they are long life softwares. So there will be maintenance cost, and that maintenance cost may be several times than that of development cost. So important thing is that in software engineering, we are concerned with cost effective software development. We are concerned with create a software, but create that particular software in a cost effective manner. Now, what is cost effective manner? Cost effective manner is that let's take the example of 100 rupees arithmetic calculator. Now somebody has paid me 100 rupees. So I have to create that arithmetic calculator in the cost of the 100 rupees. This development methodology or technique is called cost effective manner. For example, you go out to the market for a shopping and you have got 5,000 rupees in your pocket, and you are trying to purchase things which are required to you. Like, for example, I want to market and I have got only 5,000 in my pocket, and I want to purchase some clothes. So that can be pant shirts, or that can be any other related clothes. So I have to purchase items within my budget, or I have to confine myself according to my allocated or designated budget. This is called cost effective. That shopping will be cost effective shopping. If that is development of software development, that development of software, the development of the software in the given budget will be called as cost effective software development. So this is primarily we have discussed in this lecture about software engineering, the importance of the software engineering, the impact of the software engineering, the definition perspective of the software engineering. Then we have discussed the expenditure of the software or expenditures on the softwares that is affecting or that is significantly visible as a fraction in GDP or GNP of a developed nation. Then we have discussed about cost of the software. Then we have discussed about cost of the software and cost of the hardware. Then we have discussed about the dominance of the cost in terms of maintaining a software, then development of the software, and then we have discussed about cost effective software development. So this is our first lecture that is online, so I will not prolong it, and will make it a shorter language. So 7 slides. We have covered actually 2 slides. So these 2 slides will be enough. Then from now on, we will discuss it. We will be covering more slides. So this is introduction about software engineering. This is introduction about software cost. And then in the second lecture, we will discuss about the frequently asked questions about software engineering. There are few questions, and we will try to figure out the answers of those questions. If you have any questions, we have already created a WhatsApp group. My email is also shared, but I will prefer that you contact me through that WhatsApp group and you post your questions, and I will be available for answering you those questions. Thank you very much.